Hello, guys, and welcome back to another episode on my channel. Today, we will be talking a little bit about frequency and vibrational shifts. Now, for a lot of us who are not aware of the teachings of vibrations and frequencies, for a lot of people who are still new to this whole aspect of understanding what is energy and vibration, I just wanted to explain to you in a very simple manner of how you can get the concept or grasp this concept super easily and quickly. So when we learned in school that everything is made out of energy and energy is all around us and energy exists in all forms, shapes and sizes, even in non-living objects, and it contains energy. So what does this mean, and what does the frequency of the energy mean? So when we as a human, we have the ability to shift our energy. And how do we do that? We do that in the form of our emotions. Whenever we are feeling sad or lonely or depressed or angry, our vibration or the frequency of the movement in our energy lowers down, and it makes us feel very low. It makes us feel very sad. It makes us feel very just heavy, because we kind of slouch our shoulders when that happens, because we are feeling down. So what happens when we're feeling happy, joyful, elated and excited, kind, gratitude? We feel all of these amazing high vibrational energies. And whenever we do feel that, what does it mean? It means that our energy frequency is now much faster, and we are able to go onto a much higher vibration. But in order to maintain that, we have to understand that we have to shift our perspective on how we view things around us, because the key is in balance. The key is in how we can balance our state of emotions, and to constantly keep vibrating higher and constantly keep vibrating at a more neutral pace as well, even when it comes down to making decisions in our life, or choices in our life, or things we wish to do, or things that we want to do in our life. Because whenever we make a decision from neutrality, or when we make a choice from neutrality, we end up making a choice which is more focused on where we wish to go, or basically it benefits us. But sometimes when we make a choice when we are sad or depressed, it often doesn't help us for our highest and best. And the same sometimes through excitement. Oh my gosh, I made that choice from excitement. I was so happy at the time, but I didn't know what it would come to. So whenever we have a choice to make in life, it's better to come from neutrality. Now, how do we have an understanding of frequencies? Well, the best way that I can explain it is in terms of my little red car. And for all of y'all who have not tuned in for my first episode, or who do not know me, I am Shirol. I am an evolutionary mindset specialist. And before I go into the story of my little red car, I am also the founder of Chi Be in Balance. So do go ahead and check out my page and like, follow and share. So coming back to the little red car. So when you see a little red car and you're standing on the side of pavement, and it's going at the speed of 60 kilometers an hour. So when it's going at 60 kilometers an hour, what is the one thing that you will observe of this car? Well, you will observe that it is red. You will observe probably the make and model of the car. You will probably observe the number plate of the car. You'll probably observe who's driving the car, whether it's a male or female, or you will just notice, you will identify that who is driving the car, how many people are in the car probably. So because it's 60 kilometers an hour, it is not that fast a speed. You will have a shooting glimpse of all these little minute details. Now, that is when the car is going at a very slow pace. So say you increase this pace to say 1,000 kilometers an hour. So when you increase the pace of this car from 60 to 1,000 kilometers an hour, what happens? basically what happens is that now this car is, what are the things that you will notice? The things that you will notice is probably the color, maybe the sound of it, because it's super fast. It's really, 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 really fast. You may not even notice that it's a car. So take that and put it at 100,000 kilometers an hour. What is going to happen then? Are we going to notice the little red car? No, we will not. It will probably disappear from our existence. But does that mean the car does not exist just because it's going at 100,000 kilometers speed per hour? No, it does exist. It's just that right now the speed at what it's traveling at is right now outside of our sight frequency. So we are not able to physically comprehend the presence of a car, but it still means the car does exist. It's just going at a much higher and faster speed that we are able to absorb in terms of comprehension. So the same way with frequencies. When we understand our frequency, when we are coming from a frequency that is operating from fear or anger or resentment or envy or guilt, or all of these low vibrational frequencies. And how do I know it's low vibrational? Well, there have been many studies which have observed our emotional state and the frequency at which we vibrate at when we are in that state. So there have been research and studies done upon this. So go ahead and have a look at all of those researches, and you will understand that every emotion has a frequency or vibrational frequency state that we vibrate at. So what happens then? We are in the presence of all of those cars that are also traveling at the same 60 kilometer speed, because we are traveling in the same 60 kilometer speed. So we are able to see these cars more often. So that means that we are able to be in the presence of other 60 kilometers per hour cars, which means those cars also are driving so slow at the similar speed at what we are driving at. So that is more in our reality. If we increase our speed to 1,000 kilometers, we will basically be in the midst of all of those cars which are also traveling approximately around the ranges of 1,000 kilometers per hour. So that means we will be in that space where that will be our circle of other cars that are also traveling in similar frequencies. And when we look at the car which is traveling at 100,000 kilometers an hour, that car too will be traveling, and the cars that you see around at that speed will be other cars that are also traveling at the similar speeds. Now, when you're in a 100,000 kilometer car, will we see a 60 kilometer car traveling around us? No, we won't. Because that will not be in our vibrational frequency to see that, because it's not at the same speed level. There's a vast gap. So the same way, when we are operating from status of fear, the more people we attract into our physical reality are other people who are also operating from a state of fear. So those are the kind of friends or the friend circles that we end up keeping. But the minute we start shifting and we start raising our vibration and start having a more different approach in our life and looking at it from a more positive angle, we start attracting more people from that frequency that we are vibrating at. So if we are vibrating at neutrality or at complacency, we are attracting more people from that angle. And then if we keep shifting it from operating from a place of gratitude, love, unconditional love, compassion, joy, truth, we are operating from 100,000 kilometers an hour, and we are going to be having and attracting many more people who are vibrating from that similar frequency into our reality. So that is the meaning of our vibrational frequency. So we have the ability, all of us, we have the ability to start shifting our reality, shifting the kind of tribe we attract into our lives, the kind of friend circles we have in our lives, the kind of people we have in our lives. That's why, if you've noticed, a lot of us when we start shifting our mindset, or when we start shifting our frequency to a more positive approach, we always do not resonate with the people that we currently are in a friend circle all the time. Some of them will drop, some of them will resonate back with us, and we end up keeping them and continuing onwards to our journey, and we start attracting many more other people which have a similar mindset, frequency, and thought patterns that we are vibrating at. So take some time to have a think about what vibrational capacity or frequency you are vibrating at currently. By having a think about all the kinds of people that are in your life at the moment, are they vibrating from a space of fear, anger, guilt, illusion, whatever it may be, frustration, depression? Or are they vibrating from frequencies like positivity, truth, compassion, unconditional love, and all of these things? So if you truly want to shift your life, start observing your frequency. Observe it and start shifting it. And once that aligns, and once you've reached a space where you are happy or growing, because for me, I have never reached a space where I was happy at. I always love to grow. I always love to be better and bigger than who I am, and always trying to envelop the best version of myself, or an evolved version of myself, because I believe every version of myself is amazing. It's just that I'm evolving, and my life is evolving with the people around me as well. So there's nothing good or bad about who I was. It's just an evolved version of me. So for all those of you who just want to understand a little bit about frequency, I hope this video has helped you understand in a much simpler way of what is vibrational frequencies, and keep on tuning in to my channel. Please do subscribe, share, and hit the notifications bell, which will tell you when my next video will be on. And I will see you in the next video. Take care, and thank you so much. Love you guys.